Welcome back, everyone, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BETSPERTS. Your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christenson, and unfortunately not drinking Timmy H's. Andy, how's it going?
We don't have Timmy H's here. Although shout out to
try?
I don't know, like officially where he works. Number Fire, I guess. You know Jim Sonis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put out a quick trip tweet the other day because they're sponsoring one of the races, and he was reminiscent of his times living here in the Midwest. He's from not far from here, so Quick Trip Karuba Gold. It's hot and gold. I don't know. Like that was my. It's as an amateur athlete, I can now earn money with my likeness. So, amateur professional eater. So that was kind of a contradiction of terms, but
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. I watched that the other night. That was also underrated film. Yeah, we're here. It's Thursday. Frank lost. What the hell? I'm never having him on again. He's dead to us.
Not that we set him up for it or anything.
No, I mean, we did put a lot of pressure on him, and it was an underdog. It was a decent day of baseball. The most hilarious sweep of all time, probably, with the Orioles sweeping a really, really good team in they used a really, really good offense too. Like stymieing that offense with that pitching staff was something. So very, very weird. Yes, and Tim in the chat says corn dogs,
very
Jackie.
strange themes.
Father Tim, best referee, probably the best referee in all of sports movies history. Suns in the finals. Foul. What do you think of this price? Like I didn't really even prep you or say we're going to talk about it. It seems like, yeah, they'd be favored pretty decent over Hawks or Bucks. They'll have extra rest. CP3 is COVID-free. Book gets some time to put his nose back into place. But, like, it seems like a lot.
A lot of it depends on how you feel about Giannis's knee. If Giannis can come back, if the Bucks can win this series and Giannis can somehow come back like in a week or so and be okay, then there's a lot of value in the Bucks. I think the last number I saw in the Bucks was a little better than 3-1. Better than plus 300. I mean, if you think Giannis can come back from that knee injury, I think the Bucks, and we'll get to the game a little bit tonight, I mean, they can be competitive in this series even without Giannis. But, if they make it through the series, if Giannis is okay, I don't see any reason why the Suns would be, what was it, minus 300 almost? I think they're priced to win the final, something maybe minus 270, something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but just an overwhelming favorite. They're not going to be that big of a favorite over a Milwaukee team with Giannis. But now we have to try to play the game, Andy, that we've tried to play all season. Is somebody going to be healthy? Can somebody make it back in time? If Embiid can play with a torn meniscus, can Giannis get the swelling down and play with a hyperextended knee? Because hyperextended means, the body just kind of stretched a little further than it's supposed to. That could be okay. That usually sometimes that prevents injuries.
In the summer before my senior year, we went to a wrestling camp at the U of M, and I hyperextended my elbow. I like to do this when someone gets injured, is to put myself in it. This is like when Patrick Mahomes hurt his knee, because I had the exact same injury, except from shoveling snow and slipping on ice. But yeah, they taped it up. They put some straps in between there, and I went out there and gutted it out. So if Giannis can't, then he is less of a man than me. It looked like it hurt, though. Like, he looked bad. Honestly, I can't believe it was like, he's not getting, he's not at some hospital getting his ligaments looked at right now. So, I mean,
I was in one of our chats wondering why they were letting him walk. Like, if that's an NFL game, if that's a soccer game, they bring a stretcher out and they carry him off. And, again, just advocated that it might be okay. But, like, in that moment, it was very scary.
Just back to semi-pro, and there they are just doing an absolute horrible job of stabilizing Jackie Moon's spine. But yeah, I mean, you're right. And again, to go back to my personal life, my wife tore her ACL, and the coach. And it is weird when you tear an ACL because you can still walk on it, and it feels weird. Apparently, they put her back in the game. It was a basketball game, and then she tried to cut on it and just fell down or something. And they're like, oh, my knee is fucked. Like, I need to be done. So, yeah, hopefully for the sake of this sport, for the sake of these just horseshit bummer playoffs, hopefully Trey and Giannis get healthy. It doesn't sound like, I think Trey has a chance to play. Giannis, doubtful. Doesn't seem like that's a thing. Weird game 4. This is your point at 30-30 in the third set. This is game 5. This is so pivotal. Well, obviously, whoever wins this, you get your two elimination games. This is double break point. We're just going to use a tennis. Look at that. If you understand that, Alex, it's a bit of a tennis analogy. But yeah, we are down to, look at this current price. I think we yanked this from FanDuel. Hawks -102, Bucks -116. Obviously, Giannis doubtful, Young questionable with the foot. And then the game actually, tonight is Bucks -2, 215 for a total. So any action? I know I don't have any action. I don't think you have any action. Although I did.
Not yet.
I don't want to take too much credit for this because, again, this was dumb how everything worked out. But I said, hey, if you like the Hawks in game 4, maybe put a little bit on plus 650 on the series price.
That's what I was going to say. That's something
you're
we've been
happy
doing
about
and
the
talking
Giannis
about
injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've done a few times and talked about in the playoffs. If you like a team on the money line, especially an underdog, take the money line, take a little bit of the series price. If there's value in one, there's almost always value in the other. And those series prices we've seen swing back and forth. The game tonight, I want to wait and see what Trae Young is doing. If Trae Young's out, I will have a Bucks ticket. I think that, if we go Trae Young-less Hawks versus Giannis-less Bucks, give me the Bucks. At home, I think Middleton and Drew Holiday are going to have nice nights. I think they have the guys to bring in. They have a little, not as much depth as the Hawks, but enough to, play a Hawks team that will be without Trae Young, that might be without Clint Capella, that is going to have a less than 100% Bogdanovich. I think Middleton and Drew Holiday have a chance to be the two best players on the floor if that's the case. So if Trae Young is out, that kind of, changes things up. I know Lou Williams is very good, but I think that Budenholzer, again, in a weird way, I have to give him a pass because his inability to make adjustments was a problem because I think, again, they planned for Trae Young being in that game in game 4. And when he wasn't there, things got kind of weird and, they didn't really know what to do. And Lou Williams is very similar, but it's not the same player. Trying to adjust on the fly was really bad. So I think having the time knowing and after you get to that, they come out, Atlanta's playing good, and then your best player almost destroys his knee. So you got to get everyone together. You got to deal with that. You're going to make all these sorts of adjustments on the fly. So hopefully over the last 24 to 36 hours, Bud has had some time to put together a game plan without Giannis, put together a game plan either for or without Trae Young. But if Trae Young's out, I think I am going to end up on a Bucks ticket here. I think they can still get this done.
And somebody in the chat asks, do I hedge my 25 to win 1,500 Suns Hawks finals exact matchup? Like, the answer is no, always, because like you saw, essentially the hedge to that is the series price for the Bucks. The Bucks series price is what, right around -115. Yeah, or the series price for the Hawks is around even money. It's even money, but you have a 60-1 ticket on it. Like, no, you ride out that much value. The real life answer, that's the math betting plus EV answer. The real life answer is, if it's going to hurt really bad to not get that 1,500, or the other answer is like, did you bet too much on it? $25 is not too much probably to anybody, so it's not going to hurt to lose those $25. It might hurt to not see anything if you've ridden this out from like the beginning of the year or the beginning of the playoffs, I'm assuming, for this sort of matchup. Otherwise, beginning of the year, this sort of Suns Hawks would have like 500 to 1.
I don't know. That could have been
maybe like 200 to 1.
It's 60 to 1. That could have been during the Sixers series, honestly. I think it was something.
Yeah, this was probably during the playoffs, I'm assuming. But yeah, if you want, like, I guess if it were me and I wanted to hedge and get something out of it, I'd bet like $500 on the Bucks, just so I could still cheer. I like to cheer for my ticket. I wouldn't fully hedge out of this. I would just hedge on the like, all right, I lost. I get either get $500 if the Bucks make it, or I get like $850 if the Hawks make it. I'd still want to cheer for the Hawks because I feel smart. And then, also hedge and then don't tell anybody. So then if the Hawks do make it, you don't have to say, oh, I bet the Bucks series too. You just show them that ticket, feel smart about it. So also good job. Nice ticket. Really good job on anybody who got some big numbers in the Suns to win the West, win the finals, anything like that. You are, even if you haven't cashed, if it's the Suns to win the final ticket, you are sitting awful pretty, like we talked about. They are presumptive heavy favorites over either team that comes out of the East here.
Yeah, and again, if Giannis is healthy, I think it'll be pretty close, but they will be favorites. I think you've got a really, really nice ticket. again, like Andy said, if you want to buy out for some profit, so you have maybe at least $100 or so, go for it. I mean, right, mathematically, even though I just advocated for the Bucks winning this game, if Trae Young is out, you got a really nice number. I think you'll be fine. You can even still win a game. Again, the Hawks can lose this game and still win the series. So you have a chance to hold out. I mean, now is probably the time to buy on Milwaukee if you're going to do something like that. Yeah. But I'd let it go. What the heck?
Yeah. And if you wanted to split it, it's almost about you could probably guarantee without doing arbitrage calculator here, you could probably make it so you could win 700 either way. Like 700,
600 to 700 range.
Just a shade under 700. I think if you threw it into an arbitrage calculator or a hedging calculator, that's not bad off a $25 bet. So yeah, go for it. Whatever feels right, man. Wimbledon, Wembley. We have some action today. How's the weather? How we doing? How's the curfew? What's cracking?
Weather's okay. So they got a bunch of tennis in, which is kind of nice. That's why we don't have any stuff for the rest of today section of the picks. There are 4 matches left on the women's side, a couple matches left on the men's side. Coco Gauff here. She is serving 4-3. We've got a chance to at least push on her total there, Andy. If there's Nina here can break, that would be really nice to get us a win there. So that's all we've got for now. Matches are opening up. 2 numbers that popped open just before the show. So thanks to producer Dan for getting this in very quickly. I normally like to get him stuff a little bit earlier, but these just opened as we started. Karolina Muchova, -135. You probably have an outright ticket on her if you followed what we talked about on Friday. Not only are we going to let that ride, I'm backing her again in this match. I think that she should be a much bigger favorite over Pavlyuchenkova, who, again, is getting a lot of credit for what she did in the French Open. You go back and look at her tournament here. Yes, she's had a couple wins, but she's generally not very good on the surface. And I think Muchova is, not only just a better player in general, a better player on the surface as well. So, yes, beating Anna Bogdan, who we backed in the first round, is solid for Pavlyuchenkova. She beat the lesser Pliskova earlier today, and that's all good and well. But I like Muchova here, -135. I'd actually play this out to -145. So a little bit of room here for us. And then Katerina Siniakova, again, this just opened. So a +380 would play this down to like +340, maybe a little bit lower than that. She is playing Ashley Barty. Barty's looked okay. She's played a couple solid matches. I think that actually, our injury concerns might have been a little we might have been a little overly concerned, if you will. Apologies for using the word twice there. But do like Siniakova here. Very comfortable on the grass, a great doubles player. She's been great this season, has one of the better hold breaks on tour, in the few events that we've played. So, again, have this much closer to, +280, +290. I think that anything over 3-1 here is pretty good value. And I am waiting. Once the market for +1.5 sets open, I'm going to go to that market and see what I can do there. I think +125, +130 or better. We might even get a +150. It's such a big number, but we'll see if the money line holds. So I will grab +1.5 sets with that open. But for now, let's get a little bit of money line. So 2 plays for us tomorrow, Andy, and I'll be sure to tweet anything out and, of course, put it in my BETSPERTS account. You can find me, Alex Christenson, there with no space.
That is true. All right, so as we hold our breaths and hope that Vesnina can hold on and possibly break, she has one more chance to break if she can win this service game in our Corey Gauff over. Just have I hate calling her Corey, but I was just on the live betting and they call it Corey on there. So Coco, that's her girl. Yeah, even when they don't come through, sometimes they will get us a nice little push. Euros, is it coming home? I don't know. I'm knockout rounds, maybe the first round of the knockouts weren't my thing, but maybe the quarterfinals. That's where I get my mojo back.
Keep trying, Andy.
Stop betting against England, I guess. But yeah, England is the favorite now. I don't have a bracket, but England is on the easy side of the bracket. Like France is out, Germany's out. There's actually everybody in this group of death is out. Like that whole group is gone. None of them made the quarters. So quarterfinal prices are this way because England is presumed to make the final from the easier side of the bracket. The top with the Spain, Italy, Belgium, Switzerland, that is the tougher part of it. So even said, though, Spain and Italy are second favorites there. I'm not adding any futures here. I'm just going to mourn my French futures and roll with this. I'll play game by game. Maybe I got a guy in the golf Slack chat. He's been hot on golf or soccer, excuse me. I just told him, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna play your plays and pass them off as my own on the show. He seemed okay with it. I'll give him credit. So it might be
anything we can do to help the people.
Tomorrow, I'll come up with something tomorrow. We'll have Friday matches, Saturday matches. I mean, I'll be doing a little traveling. I'm heading out to Denver to see some family, but I can still watch soccer on the phone while I'm driving, and not while I'm driving. I make the wife drive. She likes to do the driving. I like to just hang out with the headphones on, so I don't have to hear the kids in the back seat. But yes, we will continue this journey towards trying not to lose all of my Jason Kokrak money on the Euros. I'm trying. It's not going all that well. Yeah. Speaking of golf, that started. If you followed along and had some of the bets, you're sitting kind of pretty on a couple. Again, it's 10:46 Central on a Thursday. A lot. Yeah, many a slip twixt the cup and the lip. But a couple of my golfers are playing pretty decent right now. Lebioda is up 2 on Naismith for daily matchups. I think one of my daily matchups lost already. Close. It was a close one, but Lebioda over Naismith is going. I still have Seifert and Perez to go yet. I think that was Seifert over Ryder and Perez over McCarthy. Those are yet to start. I think those are afternoon ones. But our guy, Satoshi Kodaira, is 5 under through 16. He has an 8-footer I need him to make here, but he's looking pretty good. I got him top Asian, got him in a matchup, a couple other which ways. I think Doc Redmond might be dead at this point, but yeah.
No Seamus Powers tickets?
What's that?
No Seamus Power tickets?
Seamus is a guy that I have never bet on.
Seamus Power, what a name.
This is another one of those weird, like Haggy, Power, David Thompson near the top of the like Jason Day and Wolf makes little sense, but like Bo Van Pelt near the top of another leaderboard.
Norlander spotting.
This is another one where I'm gonna have to sit down tonight with some coffee and really, really look at these round 2 plays because things might get another one of these weird tournaments like this. So let's go everybody but Bo Van Pelt, and like I said, I'll tweet out some plays tonight when I get around to it for some round 2 stuff. And I'll be, like I said, I'll be on the road. I'll have round 3 and round 4 plays. I'm going to play all 4 of them this time. So good luck to our golfers. Plays out tonight. Those 2 that I gave them out yesterday on the show, they are still out there. Like I said, Seifert over Ryder and Perez over McCarthy. I could check, I guess, see if they're even close to the same price. It's not like – I'm not sure that
it'll move too much.
I'm not sure that CLV really matters in Perez over McCarthy's up to -131. I bet that at 121. So look at that. Little CLV, not sure it matters in golf. But before you go doing anything, get yourself a WinBet account, I would think. Would be
you should.
Because you can get a tumbler.
Gotta get a tumbler. I mean, you also get this free bet.
Laser etched details at the BETSPERTS account. It is, I think. Yeah, they use a literal fucking laser to cut those letters out. So you can keep your stuff cold or hot. Either way.
That's true. It does both somehow.
At BETSPERTS for all the details, the links to sign up, get your risk-free bet, send us a screenshot. We'll get you a tumbler. Have a great summer. Don't catch you here tomorrow.